Hey guys, sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was checking in on Phoenix. I should turn off notifications. What's up, guys? I was checking on Phoenix. My poor baby. I know, I just asked him. I said, "How do you feel?" He's like shit. He's doing all right. He's got a low fever, but he normally runs fevers of like 105, 104. Both my twins do. So him having 101 is like a pretty low fever. Hey, Missy. Hey, Jeff. He'll get better. "48 degrees in Madison, Wisconsin." It's not too far from that in Madison, Alabama. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Mama. So yeah, what's her name? Marissa's right. It's between the kids, work full time, it's everything, YouTube. If I was a guy, it would be so much better because like they don't have to worry about doing the hair, their makeup, everything. He'll be all right. You know what? It's tough because he's in midterms this week. So he's been going to school and then I've been picking him up after his midterms. It's a crazy story, right? Hey, Joe. Spicy, I would have no kids. No, I'm just kidding. 9 degrees? Hell no. I know, right, Patrick? No more excuses. None whatsoever. It's okay. I was late too. You don't have to go all trouble. You beautiful girl. Yeah, I know, but you do though, because you don't know how many people watching. Like yesterday, 9,000 people watched my videos. Like in total, that's a lot of people. 40, it's like 40 something here too. Well, yeah, but they didn't all subscribe. But I'm saying that, like 9,000 people watched videos. So it's like, of all the ones I made, which are only 162, but still. So that's why I'm like, I couldn't like look like total shit. If I was a guy, it'd be so much easier. No, if 9,000 people showed up as subscribers, that would be awesome. So guys, don't forget. Hey, Wesley, don't forget tomorrow night, my friend Tony, who I don't know if anyone ever saw it, but when MAM first came out in 2016, he did a Game of Thrones channel. So a lot of his subscribers were asking about making a murderess. He was like, "Oh, I know the perfect girl." So he's going to help me because he said to me tonight, he's like, "You know what, Laura? I'm not one to give advice." And he's got like 30,000 subscribers or something. He's like, "But you should really have a chat running where everyone can see it." I'm like, "Tony, I'm trying. I can't get this stupid thing to work." So he said he's going to do it when he gets home from work tomorrow and he's going to help me. So tomorrow night should go smooth. I share my YouTube account with my year-old monitor what he watches. So of course my vids come on. My kids call it the murder show too. Like, "Are you still following the murder show?" I'm like, "Yep." Miss Cobra, I don't even know where my phone is. I'm glad you guys hear me perfect. I know, Fallon. It's a crazy, crazy case because, all right, so let's talk about the video. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. I know some of you seen it because you commented. So, Fallon, it's like, the thing about it is he didn't even have a fucking reason. Like, when they finally caught him, it was like, I don't know why I did it. And there's tons of stuff on it. So TC had made a comment, and he's probably right about it. I know nothing about guns, like literally nothing. So I read an article that said exactly the way I wrote it. And so TC said that the whole gun thing, I said it wrong. So that's just how the article wrote it. So for all you gun people, I am sorry. I know nothing about guns. Um, yeah, he never even gave a reason. Wesley, I just uploaded a video about the Santa Claus murders that happened in December 4th of 1997. This 20-year-old kid walks into his ex-girlfriend's house and blows four of them away, rapes and sodomizes her 10-year-old baby sister. I mean, it's a disgusting, sick story. It's crazy. Thank you, TC. Yeah, but I mean, how do you shoot people in the face? And I mean, do you guys agree with me though? When you read it, you think of Roscoe from like Dukes of Hazzard, like, you know, a small little town of 300. All I kept seeing when I was like reading it was, and even when I was saying it, is picturing these cops going in, like not knowing what the fuck they're doing, you know, like Roscoe from Dukes of Hazzard. Totally reminded me of that. Because that's what it reminded me of was Roscoe. It is sickening. It absolutely is. Roscoe Pecco train come back. I'm telling you, that's what it reminded me of. But I mean, just like, and it's so like you take a small community, and I don't know if you guys have ever lived in a small town or if anyone does live in a small town, but like a really small town. I've never lived in that small of a town. My twin's dad, who's my legal husband, he came from a town of like 1,000 people. I couldn't even imagine living where everybody knows your name and everybody knows your business. But in a town of 300 where like you live on Santa Claus Way, I mean, that's crazy. But I mean, to blow, like for them to forgive her, you know, when she was a drug addict living out of a car and then this mail, it was like a total storybook romance. And that is so sweet, you know, like that the town accepted her and, you know, she found God and everything else. And they took in kids. And that's just awesome. It just what makes the story so great. Spicy, that's funny. Always, nope, always live near a city. I live in a village. It's small. We have 2 cruisers. Everyone knows everything. We have more than 300. Less than 600 people live in my town. Really, Luke? I've lived in a very small, segregated town here in the South. Your business is everyone. That's what I'm saying, Steve. And I think it's so awesome that like they totally accepted her and they had friends and everything. I like small towns. While I live in West Virginia. West Virginia has more towns than any state I've ever seen. Like there are so many towns. And maybe because I get calls from West Virginia all day, but yeah. Yes, okay. I can't seem to cast it. I turned off Roku and sound came through my phone. Only one stoplight. See, Steve, that's how my twin's dad is. Like there's like 4 lights in the whole town. I could never live like that. Like one school, K through 12. I just can't live like that. Like everybody knows your business. Everybody knows what you're doing, who you're dating. Like what happens if you run out of someone to date? You know, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I had never heard of the case before. It was pretty shocking. Yeah, I heard of it just because when I was looking up like murders and, you know, Santa Claus murders, I was like, oh, what's the Santa Claus murder? And it was a couple of years ago. And I was always like, I always remembered it just because it's such a small town. And it's such a sad story because, I mean, really, it has everything: sex, drugs, you know, the storybook romance, the perfect pretty woman scenario. You know, and it doesn't happen often. And, you know, they took in foster kids and just the type of people they were just really good people. And he was a great guy, you know, government job, and they lived like the perfect life. And then that happened. And the way it was described, the way that they just blew their heads off and everything, it's just disgusting. Hey, Crystal. You date your cousin. 15,000. When I moved to this town, it wasn't like traffic wasn't that bad. 40,000 people have moved in here in the last year and a half. I mean, traffic is insane. I was born small town, only one grocery store. I've driven through towns like that. I could not deal with it. Dating relatives, exactly. Where are the children? What happened to the creep? The children, remaining kids ended up going to live with relatives, and he's on death row. I didn't even know Georgia had death row. Then again, I didn't know Alabama had death row until the other day. Um, but yeah, the kids went to live with family members. I don't know what happened to them since. Um, Dating relatives is a myth. Oh, people do it, TC. Absolutely, people do it. Thanks, Glenda. Welcome to the family. Check out McCarty, Alaska sometime. McCarthy, Alaska. He's the one to be a pen pal with. Oh, God. You know, it's funny, though, because you guys were talking about felons. I was looking on Alabama's death row because at least it's here. So I could like write them and then go see them if they had an interesting story. But none of them like have really good stories. And none of them, I think, are innocent. I have classmates who married first cousins. Damn, Joe. It's okay, Donna. I lived in a small village and back in upstate New York. Did you ever see Village of the Damned? Oxygen and 10 miles from me is another village called Dryden, New York. That had a curse of murder every year for 10 years. Well, that's like Long Island, Lake Ronkonkoma. There was a murder and there's a boy that dies in the lake every single year and they say it's cursed. Only 3 or so survived. Thanks, Glenda. The most inbreed population by far is Iceland. You know, they have, I think it's Iceland. I've seen a bunch of shows on ID about, I know they have Alaska, but I'm pretty sure I saw Iceland as well. I need to be in walking distance of a corner store or a pizza place. Small town reminds me of a friend of mine who got into an accident at the only traffic light in town. That would be my luck, Fallon. I would get into a car accident, the only stop. Or I'd get arrested at the only policeman. Pizza and Chinese, definite must. We had Chinese tonight. Thank you, Glenda. We have about 20 pizza places around us that deliver. Or abandoned asylum. Shit, that's haunted. Spicy. I had Chinese too. My son wanted Chinese, so I picked it up. And then it ended up in the kitchen sink. But we won't go there in case anyone's eating right now. Glenn, you're being too nice. The internet completely changed the experience of living in a small town. That's true. Chili's good. Our small town, the police station closed at 3 a.m. All right, Jeremy, I won't say it then. Thank you, Glenda. No, small towns are funny. They really are. But I mean, there's something nice about living in a small town too. Yeah. Well, that's like a funny story. My ex wanted to buy a farmland, but he wanted like this rickety farmhouse in like the middle of nowhere. I said, no way, no how. Not happening. I'm not living here. He's like, why? It's so pretty. It's so open. The kids could run. Hell no. I was like, and Joe Schmo could be watching me and kill me in the woods. Hell no. Never happened. Hey, Hollywood. Did anyone ever tell you look like Suzanne Summers? I haven't heard that one in a long time. I did hear that one when I was blonde, though. I know who she is. Running late tonight. Stacy, not much. We're just talking about the video I uploaded. Where I live, I can't get UPS, FedEx, or any. Yeah, you live like in the middle of nowhere. Marissa's house is surrounded by woods. I could never do it. I have to use my brother's address. Yeah, I could never do it. Do you work at the Regal Beagle? No. I'm Sagittarius. I'll always be the last survivor in a serial killer scenario. See, Fallon, that's why I'm watching the video back and I'm like, am I narrating this well? Like, am I boring? Like, I'm glad you just said that because I'm like, I don't know if it sounds like I'm just reading, if I am good at it. Like, I wondered. So I'm glad you brought it up. So how do I narrate well, or is it like, do I sound like I'm reading? Any pointers? Like, I'll gladly take pointers. All right. Because I was like the first, because I usually re-record like 12 times. And I'm like, no, I don't like the way this one came out, or the dog's barking too much, or this or that, or I'm not exciting enough, or it's boring. So like I never know. Am I correct that one of the guys who confessed to the murder of Denise Haraway was actually at home with a broken arm when it happened? I have no idea who Denise Haraway is. Thank you, Glenda. Glenda's full of compliments. You could read the phone book. Ah, thanks, Mama. No, you didn't get boring at all, which is what's awesome. But I just get like how to, I'm trying to make it more exciting, and it's hard. No, but like the first run I did, I had Phoenix coughing all the time. I had the dogs barking, then I had the big dog barking. I was like, all right, this is not gonna work. Jeremy, I've seen 4 episodes. I'm bored with it. I mean, I like the storyline, but the narration is just so slow, and my life is so crazy. I don't have time for slow. Thanks, Missy. We like to tune that stuff out. I know, Spice. I do too. But then I'm like, I don't know if they can do it the way I can. I don't know if they can block it out like I can. They do. They come in here as soon as I start making a video, and all of a sudden they need attention. I'm like, they're like little babies. Your sister's obsessed with my channel. Well, that's good because there's a whole slew more to come. You're like the 8th person that's commented. It is. It's slow. It's an excellent storyline, and it's pretty intense. Like, it gets better once you get to like 3, 4, and 5, but it's slow. I thought The Keepers was slow. This is like way slower. Glenda, you're being too nice. So did you guys hear? Did you guys see? Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot who it was, but the DJ from the other night found her way to my channel, and she made some comments on it. So I was like, well, there goes my chance of ever getting Kratz on, because now she knows who I am. But it turns out that T Manitowoc told me that she's in Stephen Avery's Guilty, and I post there sometimes all the time. So I was like, damn. Yeah, Kathy. She commented on the video. I was like, oh man. Denise Haraway is one of the murder victims. Oh, okay. You are much better than reading and our friend. But that's the thing. That's like, I just don't know if, I'm trying to put some spice into it and trying to make it exciting, because I just try to read it like I would know it, and, like I would want to listen to it. So it's hard, so I need feedback from you guys, because then I'll know, okay, what should I change? Have tried watching Innocent Man about 10 times. Too boring. I gave up. Hopefully you can do an amazing video so I can get the story. You got it, Lorraine. Hope she read all the comments, meaning the radio host. I agree. I don't know how much she read. I was really surprised she found it, though. It was good that you inadvertently gave your real name. It wouldn't. I agree with you. And, you can't say I lied. Like, my phone number is California, so I have a 310 area code. I think you need some bunny ears. Maybe. I do need some bunny ears. But the creeper shadow posted. Thank you, Glenda. Thanks, Patrick. But, like I said, I just don't know, Someone wrote in a group, if one of the Chris Watts groups, I posted a video and they were like, oh, Did you get voice lessons yet or something? I hope so. I was like, bitch, fuck you. Um, you did not say anything out of No, I didn't at all. I wouldn't though either. I absolutely wouldn't. Like, it's not my show, it's her show. Plus, I mean, I am professional like that. If I can totally be professional when I need to, I'm not gonna like act like an idiot. Did you ever unmute her? I never muted her. I agree, Spicy. My voice is me, and that's what everybody said. You should have a Santa hat on. I will soon. For Santa Claus. For this upcoming weekend. I still haven't finished my shopping. Nope, I would not, Renee. Not in a professional setting. Like, if I saw Kratz on the street, I might. But, I mean, even if he came on, I would never disrespect him like that. I would intelligently disrespect him. I would intelligently, like, make him look like a fool, but I wouldn't do it with cursing or anything like that. I know, Spicy. I haven't wrapped shit yet. You don't interrupt Phil. I do, though. I do say, or sometimes. Anyone who sees KK on the street should say something of that nature. That's true. That's very, very true. See, there I went. No, it's just there's so many questions that I have that remain unanswered. And I mean, I guess it's like any case. I have so many questions about so many cases that will never get answered. And I just want to know why. But because I followed Making a Murderer so much, just give me an answer why, just like I forgot who said it that I should write to death row inmates. But even this guy, the one from Santa Claus Murders, like, why? Why would you rape and sodomize a 10-year-old little girl? Why would you blow away people? Like, why would you blow her face away? Like, do you not think of consequences? It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thanks, Patrick. I try. I totally try. I think because it was a local Georgia story, I know that it was worldwide, but because it was so long ago, I mean, there are so many cases out there that none of us know. Is anybody following the was it Kareth case? Kareth Barrett or something? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And stuff like that. I was considering writing BTK. I thought I was insane. No, the new one. The one in Colorado. I mentioned her a few times. Kareth Barrett or something. I can't think of her name. Marissa, what's her name? The woman who went missing. Yes. Kelsey Barrett. Thank you, Mama said. Kelsey Barrett. So, Ella, that was funny, Lindsay. God forbid I went missing. So this Kelsey Barrett, the reason why I'm bringing it up, I'm debating about checking into it and doing a video or two on her, or starting the case. What intrigued me about the case is her fiance will not speak to the police. Her fiance says no, has an attorney and everything. She's missing. I don't know if her and a daughter are missing or just her. I think it's just her. And hang on, Jeremy. I'll touch that in a second. Patrick, that would be an awesome goal. And if I can make his money along the way, that would be even better. Just her, he has the baby. Okay. So you guys, anyone that watched the Chris Watts case know who that lawyer who does YouTube is? I forgot his name. Reich or something? You guys know what I'm talking about? Selner just picked up a new case. A woman has supposedly stabbed her man to death or something. Don't know the full story. Anyone know? Joe, okay, so you know the guy. Yeah, Spicy. Joe, you guys know what I'm talking about. He said in a video that I watched, I almost wrote something back and I'm like, you know what? maybe I should pick up this case. I am not an attorney. He's an attorney. And even I know that just because somebody doesn't speak to the police in this kind of scenario after Chris Watts, he's smart. Like, I don't know if the fiance is involved or not, but that fiance is not going to let the police twist things. That fiance is not going to let the police nail him for something that he didn't do. And Scott Reich or whatever had the fucking balls to say to his audience, now he's an attorney, to his audience, you know, guys, if you're innocent, you should talk to the police. No, asshole, you don't talk to the police, especially after Chris Watts. If you have nothing to hide, then they won't find anything. But you don't put yourself in a situation that they're going to fucking nail you for this no matter what. We know this from Brendan Dassey. So I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy. I'm like, I got to cover this case now because he's so fucking wrong. And I'm not even an attorney. Exactly. Always lawyer up. The void door. Yes, Marissa. She's doing Jodi Arias. I feel like a spaz. You guys type so faster than me. I would never speak to the police. Exactly, Steve. That's what I'm saying. They should always ask for an attorney no matter what they say. Absolutely. First thing this guy did is hire an attorney. He gave buccal swabs. He did what the police asked him to do, but he will not speak to them. Everything goes through his attorney. I'm like, bravo. Someone who finally gets it. And everyone's, because of this respected lawyer, is telling people, well, if he's so innocent. And I'm like, no, that's wrong. Like, nobody should speak to the police. And who the fuck is this attorney to tell people to speak to the police? Oh, I was so mad today. I'm like, do I write him? Do I not write him? I'm like, I'll just keep my mouth shut just in case. And I do watch Dateline. When I'm doing my makeup, I'll watch Dateline too. Manson's dead, Holly. He died a little while ago. That's what I'm saying, Dawnette. I would never speak to the police. Hell no. Chris Watts collapsed after yep, he did. Innocent demand attorneys all the time. Absolutely. And just from anyone that's watched Making a Murderer, look at Brendan Dassey. Brendan Dassey was innocent. And look what happened to him. False confessions don't happen from people who hire attorneys and don't speak to the police. You can't get a false confession that way. You can't convince somebody. And this guy might be guilty of sin. Don't get me wrong. But I was just so twisted when I saw a respected attorney tell people, well, if you're innocent, then talk to the police. Oh my God. You just wiped out all credibility of you ever. Oh, hi, I'm sorry. I want to write David Berkowitz. I really do. I stole your line in a group talking about Watts. He confessed. It's over. You're welcome. You have the right to remain silent. Exactly right, Kimberly. I never assume guilt because they won't talk to police. And that's what he's basically saying. And like I said, he could totally be guilty. I'm not saying he's not. It's kind of weird that she just disappeared. But after Chris Watts, and I lived in Colorado, and my wife went missing, you bet your ass I'm not talking to the police. The only person I'm talking to is a lawyer, that they are not going to railroad me into thinking that I did this. Trying to quit smoking and watch the earlier now Watts. I'm lighting up. I think he knows something and got confused when talking about it and ended up implicating himself. Then, of course, KK needed him to nail SA. He never had a chance. I agree. Never had a chance. Don't line up. I tell my sons all the time, sleep, sleep, sleep till mommy gets you lawyered up. It's true. Strange thing about this case is she went missing for 10 days before mom reported her missing. That's the other thing that had me interested, like Teresa Halbach here, but why would a mom wait 10 days? But in all fairness, if I didn't have my kids, I don't talk to my mom like I used to. she's always traveling and I'm busy with everything and I'm a horrible daughter because I don't call her enough. But that's why we have Facebook. Um, I know that if I don't post something in like 2 days, she's calling one of the kids, like, where's mom? So I get that, but I don't know. It's 10 days and mom doesn't report her. Seems weird too. So how'd they catch the Christmas killer? Found they caught him because the kids gave a full description. Somehow, from what I remember, somehow they linked it back to um the girlfriend. And like one of the kids, I believe, saw him or something or knew who he was, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but they ended up trailing him and they found him pretty quickly. Um, that's true. Casey Anthony reported 30 days. Casey Anthony waited a month. That is true. Scott Reich on this missing woman. Central Park 5 gave false confessions. They didn't know each other. No, they knew each other, Patrick. They were friends. When I was in high school, the cops interrogated me at school. They called me to principal and cornered me, but it was Wisconsin. I once got called to the principal's office, and who was sitting there? My dad and two cops. I thought I was a goner, and they was threatening me because I wrote a note that I had pot. So for everyone like my age, so Phoenix came home from school today, and he was talking to Alexa, like, Alexa, what's the best movie, best comedy on Netflix? So I looked and I saw Breakfast Club. So I said, honey, you got to watch a Breakfast Club. It's hysterical. So he's busting on how old the Universal thing is in the beginning. I'm like, Phoenix, you're such a loser. Just watch it. So at the end, I was like, so what'd you think? He's like, it was all right. I said, it was all right. It was such a great movie. That movie is classic. So he's like, it was okay. I was like, "Ugh, kids know nothing. Stacey, I love that movie too. It's like the greatest movie ever. Hey, James. Go to watch your other CLAUS video. Okay. Oh, Lindsay, you haven't seen it? Yeah, that's the actual video that goes along with this live. My son is sick, so it kind of got pushed off, and I had to go get medicine and everything else. Kids are smart. I traded a minivan to an Accord. My son, who I thought was clueless, found my car on the lot by the tag. Nice. Jeremy, I forgot about Weird Science. I'm going to tell him to watch that too. My kid at 2 years old is missing in 5 minutes. I'm freaking out. What's that damn jury? I totally agree, Holly. Not all of them knew each other. Yeah, but they were friends. Some of them knew friends. About Wrecking Crew and read first chapter. Holy shit. Oh, bought Wrecking Crew. James, I have notes for Wrecking Crew from the first chapter. Nat, I agree. Breakfast Club is iconic. He just was like, it was okay, but they didn't even get scared by Freddy Krueger. Lindsay, it's a really good case. It's really interesting. They did watch The Outsiders. They had to watch it for 8th grade reading for honors English. They had to read the book over the summer, and then they watched it like the first 2 weeks of school. My daughter fell in love with Pony Boy. I said, yeah, you should see what he looks like now. About the Rev, have you watched Joel Burns? Joel Burns, to me, has always been a conspiracy theorist, far worse than I've ever seen. I never bought his theories, and he would never post my videos in his room, so I don't watch him or get along with him. And that's honest. 16 Candles my daughter would like. My son really wouldn't care for it. I was bored with the first chapter just because it seemed like a rerun of what we already knew. Oh no, Steve, there's some good stuff in it, like really good stuff. The film was selected preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being cultural, historically, and aesthetically significant. Absolutely, TC. That's why I was telling him it's like the greatest movie. It's about 5 awkward kids, and he's awkward. I was like 5 awkward kids that are stuck in detention all day, and you know how people can get along. And there's so much underlying stuff in that movie that I don't know if you realize it then, but you certainly realize it as you get older. It's just such a great flick. Um, I liked Wrecking Crew, but seemed a little all over the place to me. Ferris Bueller, I forgot about that one too, because that's a guy's movie. Like 16 Candles is a girl's movie, but Ferris Bueller is totally a guy's movie. He was, Missy. I was like, whenever we see like old stuff, my daughter's like, oh my God, mom, he's so cute. I'm like, yeah, you want to see him now? He's not so cute. What are your thoughts on KZ's tweets? You really want to know my answer? I am going to be honest, and I'm going to say the same thing I've said for a long time. I respect Kathleen Zellner more than most attorneys. I think that her record stands bar none to any other attorney I've ever seen. I think she's honest. I think she deserves the respect. I think she deserves all the money in the world that she has. But, and I hate to say this live, but I think she may have met her match on this case. And I think that I understand why she does what she does. And I understand why she tweets what she tweets. And I get keeping everything in the forefront. But I think she's full of shit more than she's not. I think that she's smart enough to know that nobody's going to crack. No matter how much bullshit she puts out there, nobody's going to crack. And I think she's hoping that she'll be able to get through all this corruption. And I don't know if she will. So is that like the best answer I can give, Fallon? Honestly, that is, that's the best I can get. But I do respect her as an attorney. Like, I mean, she deserves that respect. I would never call her a liar or anything like that. She totally deserves everything that she has. You know, she didn't like get it by fate. You know, she's an excellent attorney. But I think she met her match. And I don't know if she's going to be able to get through this corruption. And I just think she should not tweet on Twitter so much because I think sometimes it goes backwards. Thank you, Fallon. And I hate saying it like that. I really do. Like, you know, I hate it that I have to, you know, because I want to be gung-ho and I want to be, you know, she's got this, but I don't think she does. And I don't think it's anything she's done wrong. I think it's just the corruption in Manitowoc. Like, I don't think she's getting out of it. Truth often is not revealed in the mainstream media. That's the truth. Casey Anthony's friends at an interview, she had them fooled too. Don't think she's ever been up against state like Wisconsin. I've never seen any lawyer up like the state of Wisconsin. And I like Trump. Go, Renee. It is kind of like throwing lots of stuff on the wall to see if anything sticks. But you know what the problem with that theory is, Kimberly? She's too smart for that. She's too smart and she's too educated and she's too well-versed. Like, I don't know. To me, she's not that type of attorney. Like, she should be smart enough to know that she doesn't need to do that kind of thing. Sorry to tell you all because I believe they're innocent too, but SA and BD are never getting out. I've said that too, Missy. You look so cute tonight. Got to go to sleep. Ah, thank you, Fallon. She is a hell of an attorney, without a doubt. I have a fear SA will be taken out before she gets him out. I don't think so. I believe she will win this, but again, actions speak louder than words. I'm repeating my saying. I think Casey is amazing. Don't think there's a better person for this case, but when I watched MAM2 and I was thinking a lot of it was common sense and should have been done in the first place. Fair play to her. I agree with that, Lorraine. Renee, I want to agree with you, and I really, truly do, and I've said that, but until I see it, I don't buy it. Like, I kept giving her credit for the motions, and the first two motions, I don't even think she wrote. I think her assistants wrote it, and she just thought it was gonna be easy. By the third one, I know she wrote that one because even the writing style was totally different, and I think by that point, she was like, "I gotta take this shit seriously." And it wasn't like that for the first 2. You know, I'm going back to the beginning, and, "Hey, Brooke, I have Trump toilet paper." And that's what bothers me. But will she ever give up? I guess if she can't go any further, she will. "Hey, Frankensoap. Will BD be automatically released in 2048 or oh, they can keep him for life. He's up for parole then. He would have to meet parole requirements, right? So apply all that to Denny, and the bases are getting more than covered." But again, Renee, again, that Denny motion, they could have got around. They didn't do their job in order to get around it. Everybody uses, hey, Falcon, everybody uses the Denny as their excuse. No, that's not an excuse. They could have got around it with Ryan. They could have got around it with Bobby or Scott or somebody. I think it was Bobby they could have got around it with, and they chose not to. Patrick. Oh. Casey's been calling out Reddit posters. Apparently, truthers then bombard them on Twitter. One of them got doxxed, apparently. Falcon, what are you talking about? SA and BD will have to admit guilt and bow before the parole board with no chance of civil suit. I agree. What about the Brady violations? There's like 4 or 5. Yes, Cindy, I agree with you, but she's not doing anything about them. Donna Marie, doxed means that somebody posted your personal information, your address, your phone number, your kids' names, that kind of stuff, where you lived, your address, what your house is worth. That's what doxed is. Personal records. Nothing happened today, Brooke. Now, speaking of her tweets, though, correct me if I'm wrong. Did she or did she not say they were going to give an answer in a few days? That she was going to have this answer in a few days. Not only did she not have an answer in a few days, like I said, but she also didn't file anything today. And Buting said it was going to be postponed. So what that tells me is she didn't file because she didn't get approval like she was so easily saying she was going to get. And now she has to put it in with the motion to go to the appeal court. Now she has to wait for that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but am I right or wrong? Said she could possibly have it in a few days. We are talking about Zellner Falcon. Okay, I'm out. Just respect for this channel. Goodbye. Get Zellner's expertise. Damn, ignorance, my bad. She was tweeting today about her Colburn lawsuit being a Christmas gift to her. Oh, that is true. Holly, I'm sorry. I'm just honest. Zellner's expertise has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I don't know how we got away from the ex-murders. Is that creep trying to get off death row? He was denied parole like 5 times. I know he tried appeals. He lost them all. He lost everything. Like, he'll never get out. He's gonna die on death row. I don't know why he hasn't been executed yet. I don't know how long Georgia takes to get executed, but I know he's still alive. But he'll never get out of jail. KZ has the highest expertise, but has a stone wall with corruption. Absolutely, TC. I totally agree. And I thought I made that very clear. But the bottom line is she hasn't done anything yet. And she promises and promises and promises and doesn't deliver. And that's what I keep saying. Why did Holly blow up? James, honestly, my opinion is some people are so behind Zellner that she can do no wrong. And I don't see it like that. You know, it doesn't mean I don't respect her. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have the highest respect for me. And Stephen couldn't ask for a better attorney. But that doesn't mean she can't meet her match. That doesn't mean that she's gonna win every single case she ever touches. Renee, a lot of people are, but I'm one of the few that will actually admit it live and open. Good night, Fallon. Don't forget tomorrow night, $100 winner or $200 winners. I mean, two $50 winners or four $25 winners. I don't know yet. And that's the thing, Renee. I had a fight with a lawyer, who is a lawyer. I don't know why I just did quote unquote, but some of you guys know who I'm talking about. The other day about this when Zellner was tweeting, and I said, I'm sorry, but this is not big news. Let me see her get it, and then it's big news. And so far, I'm right. It's been 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, and nothing's happening. And now she postponed her thing, and what's going on? Nothing yet. So until she gets approval from somewhere to get those bones, which I'm starting to think she won't. And here's the other thing. If everybody is right, when I say everybody, I mean Reddit, I know Travis found this or supposedly found this. I don't really know for sure. I heard it third hand, but I know Reddit had it the other day that supposedly it's not about just testing the bones. It's the fact that Manitowoc doesn't have the bones anymore and gave it to her family. So that's what this big hoopla is, that it's about her getting the bones that they don't supposedly have, which goes even further that if that's her theory, and I thought about this, if that's her theory, well, then that totally negates her testing the bones and getting approval. Because if they know they broke the law, they're certainly not giving her fucking approval because they're going to try to hide it and they're going to fight it and they're going to fight it from the Supreme Court or the appellate court. So if this is true, that this is the big bombshell she found, that it's illegal and they can get in trouble for giving the bones, then they're certainly not going to fucking agree to it. So it's even less of big news than it was supposed to be. Are you having any doubts, Kate? Jeremy, I am having lots of doubts that Casey will get him out. However, I don't think it's due to him being guilty. I need to throw that in there. She made the stupid mistake of saying that he's guilty. Like, if she can't get him out, it means he's guilty. No, that's not what it means. If she can't get him out, it's because Stephen Avery is still innocent, but the corruption is going to take over this case. That's why she won't be able to get him out. She's trying to back them into evidence protection violation, but Falcon, that's not my point. Even if she does, and I believe that that's what she's going after, the whole big news thing is pointless because she doesn't even care about testing the bones. She's trying to get them on a violation. If she's trying to get them on a violation, they're certainly not agreeing to give her bones. That's what I'm saying. And I know it, and you do too. Travis is wrong as he can be. Thank you. I said the same thing, Falcon. I don't doubt Casey's abilities, and I don't doubt that SA is innocent. I doubt the state will allow it. Exactly right. KK said they were animal bones. Why would they give them to the family? I'm so confused. That's true, Donette, too. Like, that's a really good point. That if Ken Kratz said that, they didn't matter, then why would they give them to the family? Did she have a pet with her? Bones are gone, so the corruption gets stronger. And I agree with you. Then why make an announcement? Let me say this through. You hear him? Phoenix, how do you feel? You hear him? He sounds horrible. I know you guys can hear it. I'm like, take some orange juice, honey. I'll be in a few. Yeah, Falcon, he called us all stupid, but I'm not going there. Yeah. My poor baby. Yes, Mama said. We had a fight that day. Hang on. Thank you, TC. Phoenix, TC just gave you $10 because you're dying. I'm gonna go check on him, guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me get you, OJ? Well, you want tea? All right. You just got $10. Good. He said, TC said $10 for Phoenix. Go ahead. You take aspirin? No. Take your medicine. Yeah. I love you. Feel better. Sorry, guys. Had to do the mom thing. He does sound bad, but his fever seems to have gone down a little. TC, he said thank you. He didn't believe me. He's like, no, I didn't. I said, you did. You just got $10. You know what, Steve? He's a very, stay away from me when he's sick. He's the kid that lays on the couch or lays in bed. Don't come near me. He doesn't want his girlfriend here. Stay away from him. He's that kind of kid. He's was the best when he was young and he got a fever. He didn't whine. He didn't complain. Just leave me alone and let me sleep. Okay. He likes to, bringing him food and stuff, but he wants to be alone. All right, so I know I missed a whole bunch. Hey, Taylor. He did. Marissa, we did. I made him soup before, and I said, come here, stand over here. Our showers don't get hot enough or something. His coughing is getting better. I will say that. Nah, Steve, I'm so used to all of them being sick. Believe me, both my kids once got sick at the same time, sick, and bad sick. And they were throwing up on me at the same time. It was gross. They were young, but I can handle just about anything. From there, I can handle anything. All right. Yeah, Patrick, I was thinking the same thing. What would she even still have the bones for? Casey doesn't tend to quest the quarry bones. She knows with absolute certainty that some of TH's bones are dumped there. Oh, Falcon. Did I hear that correctly? So you're saying that they weren't dumped, they weren't burned in Stephen Avery's open bed? Or you think that they were burned at Stephen's house and then Stephen moved them to the quarry? Because that would be an interesting theory. She knows because SA told her. Oh, geez. Oh my God, that hurt my lungs. I know. She would have to prove somebody else did it. And now, Natalia, that's exactly what I said on the live. And that was the question that I asked her is just because, even if they turn out to be Teresa's, it's still not showing. It still doesn't mean that Stephen didn't kill her. You still need to prove Stephen didn't kill her. Thank you, Jennifer. I gotta go for a good show. What show, Missy? And Missy, by the way, if you're still here, thank you so much for the other night. Because you brought it up, I brought it up to somebody who went back and brought it up to them. So I just want to thank you so much for that because you opened the floodgates and I was getting aggravated with it too, but I couldn't say anything. So I'm really glad you did. I think KZ is shouting loud to be heard, though, just to get us all fired up. I'm fired up over this corruption. Onions in his feet with socks. It'll suck the nastiest right out of him. That's an old wives' tale. Happy Thursday, my crystal light. In any event, there's no evidence protection violation here. Per Castle, the Halbachs were only given bones that were identified as human. Were those bones identified as Teresa's? After this Christmas, I need to buy stock in Lego and Fortnite. Dave, my little one plays Fortnite 24/7, literally. I know we tried that, but he doesn't like anything on his feet. Just like she explained, MAM2 trying to dismantle the state's case one piece at a time. And I have no doubt she will. But I guess my issue is I think she's bringing up the wrong things to the public. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I mean. And that's what I'm saying too, Silverback. Falcon's not wrong about that. That's why I said not for that reason, but that's why I said to Zellner, so far I haven't seen anything that proves that they didn't do it. Everything she's testing or coming up with still points that they could have done it. She needs something so rock solid that there's no disputing that they didn't do it. And I don't think she's had it yet. She has it yet. Maker of Fortnite is actually way down. Peppermint oil we have on a cloth and let him inhale it. I'll try that. I just bought peppermint oil. I use peppermint oil for everything. Everything. I put it in my cleaners. I put it on the rugs. I put it everywhere. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Renee, I don't know if I want to eat an elephant, but I get your point. Basically, like I said prior, put your money where your mouth is for KZ. Talk is cheap. Put your money. I agree. Cindy, I don't think anyone in my family here would disagree with that. Very few. And like Holly did, but she left because she's the other way. Neti Pot works good too. Okay. The motion that SA dumped burn pit bones into the quarry is not a totally new thing. Good night, Luke. BOD said this during his confession. Falcon, but the one mistake that you make sometimes, though, is you keep saying his confession, but his confession was fed to him. Not all of it, but majority of it was fed to him. And whatever wasn't fed to him, we still don't know what was said when they took him to Fox Hills for the weekend. So I can't give anything he said in the confession too much credibility because of that reason. Can we catfish Bobby and Scott to make them confess? And that's another thing. I don't know why she's not going further with it. Like, why is she not saying anything? Like, she says so loud and clear that it was Bobby and Scott and nothing has come of it since. That's the kind of shit that bothers me. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Renee, excellent catch. Excellent catch. Falcon, you said Bobby Dassey. Nothing in BD's confession can be considered reliable. Nothing. I agree with that. The cell tower pings are good evidence. Did the jury hear that evidence? No, the jury didn't hear any of that evidence. Frank's book and Zellner tweets starting to swing me to the guilter side. No, Farrick's book is good, Marissa. I don't see guilt in that at all. There has been too much circumstantial evidence in this case. People are dead set that they are guilty. Agree, Kimberly. We knew what he meant. Is it Bobby or Brendan you're referring to? Yeah, I knew it. Bobby's never given the same story twice. Agree, Renee. Absolutely 100% unequivocally agree with you. Bobby CD isn't any value in it. I don't know, Lita. It just seems like she just, she made some harsh statements in MAM2 and nothing has been said since. I thought Ryan was it, but I'm back to Bobby. No, I've always thought it was Bobby, but just because of the stories and the lies that Bobby and Scott always told, it just didn't add up. Did you get a chance to see the link? The video I posted last night of Casey's theory run through. Ziggy, I don't think I did. Right after I checked on him and I went to bed. And then someone sent me something on Google Hangouts that I was like, what? And I was kind of shocked by it and I couldn't hear it, but I sent it to Marissa and she heard the exact same thing this other guy said, and I'll get into that later, but I was shocked. I'll be impressed when she makes it to a courtroom because all tweets. Thank you, Stacy. Laura, if the cops go to work on a guy with pliers and a blowtorch to find out if he knows where the body is buried, then it is certainly a coerced confession. However, Falcon, that's not true. There's so much more to coerced confession. I was on to Ryan. Whoopa. If you do enough jumping jacks, your knee grows. I wish. I wish shit would shrink. Ryan is involved in setup for sure. Not sure about anymore. I agree, Crazy. I think BD saw what Bobby was doing, but is probably too scared to Bobby. Oh, you are teasing us now, Spicy? I'll tell you. Turns out that the body was indeed buried right where he said it was. Then that means he was telling the truth. Ryan's hands were so scratched up. Could have been from the branches of covering the car, the RAV4. Which, Spicy, is what I'm going to get to. Wait. During the trial, Bobby Dassey said he's seen TH's vehicle from his bedroom window. Then when he got re-interviewed, he mentioned dining room, bay window. I didn't notice that, Cindy. That's a good point. Mike is a really good guy. Emperor, I'm not even going there. The way the RAV4 was parked, TB put there by the loader. That doesn't seem mean. She isn't working behind the scenes to get the real killer. But she doesn't have to get the real kill, and that's what she keeps saying. She keeps saying that she doesn't need to, and she's not going to. But that changed so much from like 3 years ago. That's an interesting point, Lita. Now they probably could, but they couldn't then. No one could parallel park like that, and the tall grass didn't seem disturbed. The cops knew the bones were there, so who says that wasn't fed to him? I agree. It was found by the bones. Do we know how long Barbara was at the police station? No, she was at court that day, but did she just get there just as the video showed up? No, she was getting a divorce or something. She was in court already. I swear by Vicks, Vic rubs, Vic tablets for the shower, and let steam do the work. Hope he feels better. That was me coughing, but that's because I choked swallowing this. I'm not gonna get sick. Even when I do get sick, I live. I like cuddle into work with a big blanket. I'm tired, huge gap in it. Parking light knocked out. Could have been messed up by the forks on the loader. How? What's up, XXX? Viewed money. That's it. Okay, so since everyone keeps bringing up the RAV4, Marissa, it's one at a time I'm going to ask you because I don't know where it is, but I sent Marissa the link. So if she's still here, I don't know if she's still here. So in the flyover video, if you guys all go to YouTube and look up the flyover video of the police, somebody sent this to me yesterday. If Marissa's not still here, I'll pull the link up. but I have to search for it a little. If you listen to it with headphones on, who has headphones that they could do this right now? Because my ears suck. So, I don't know if you guys would hear this. So I don't want to tell you what to hear because I didn't tell Marissa and she heard exactly what this other guy heard. So since Marissa's not here, let me find it. Oh, Marissa is here because she just deleted something. Falcon, it's partially true. There's some kind of law that they found that they can't release the bones until the case is over, until there's no more appeals. Not till he gets out, until the appeals are done. Just like in my custody fight, my lawyer said do not destroy any evidence for 7 years. After 7 years, lawyers destroyed everything. So if nothing comes up within 7 years, then you could throw away your voicemails and all the other shit. So it's in the courts in Stephen Avery's case, when all appeals are gone and there's no more possible appeals left, and then they go ahead and wait like an X amount of time. I don't know what the laws are for criminal court. Let's say it's 7 years too, then they can get rid of evidence. But I know like the filings for all my stuff, the courts dismantled or threw out or whatever. I mean, it's still computer records, but actual hard copy records, they destroyed within 2 years after, I think it was like 2017. They destroyed everything. Or supposedly, but it's still a computer copy, but no more hard copies. And Wisconsin's probably the same thing. I don't think it's till Stephen gets out. I think it's till there's no more possible appeals. Okay. Marissa posted it. Let me know what you guys hear. You say a body can't be released to the... No, but Falcon, they already got her body. They already have the body. This is bones that Ken Kratz said were not even human. So why would their family even have them? That's what I don't understand. On a PS2, didn't have login capabilities. I don't think so, Jeremy. This is if they can't identify the body. Going to listen now. Yeah, tell me what you hear. In this case, it's charred bones, not a body. Are bones considered biological evidence in Wisconsin since it's not an actual body? Mama, I don't know, actually. I really don't. I know it's hard to hear. I don't hear it. My ears are bad. I don't know. I don't hear what they hear, but I told Marissa nothing, and Marissa heard exactly what this guy heard. The family does not have non-human bones, though. And normally I would agree with you, but then the state should still have these other bones. So I don't know. The bones in question have never been identified officially as TH. OOF. Oof. She says this is where her car... James, that's exactly what they heard. See, James heard it too. Unless James is actually Chad who sent me the thing in the first place. What was the date of the flyover? I believe it was the day before they found the car. James, you have good ears then. Granted, I listened to it in bed. It was late, but you have good ears. There's DNA on the bones. It's been 13 years, and now there's a way to test them. This is why the law is the law. See, Renee, too, though, what I don't understand, and I don't know if you need permission from the family, but they even did this in The Innocent Man. They exhumed a body. Like, they dug up her grave and tested whatever they need to be tested. Can KZ do that, or does she need permission from the Hallbox to do that? I think she needs permission from the Hallbox. We know damn well they're not going to do it. But I wonder if she could somehow get around it and do it on her own. Yeah, that was Wendy Baldwin. Can't pull it up from the link. I think it's just Calumet County flyover or Manitowoc flyover. Not permission from the family. They should have never been turned over. So if KZ can do it on her own, then why doesn't she do that? Imagine like Teresa wasn't in there, or there was a whole body in there or something. What timestamp? At right around 4:20. So start at like 4:15. The state should have approached the courts and SA's attorneys for permission to hand them off. Okay. 4:20, like 4:15 to 4:25. I pulled it up from link. More is said too. I can decipher. Give me a minute. James, you're good though. Yeah, what's up with that? Only 24 likes. I heard someone say it's there or something like that. Close, Lindsay. But so far, 3 people have got it dead on. Like, all said the exact same thing, like to a T. Hence technicality, so KZ can ask for them, but who knows if they cremated the bones they did get. Oh, that's true. Maybe this will be on Forensic Files someday. Maybe, David. The video is called Calumet County Sheriff's Office Video from Avery Halbach Investigation by Skip Top. Then it's not available evidence any longer, which violates SA rights. True. But my whole point is, like, why didn't KZ just say that? Like, why did Zelna just say, like, they're supposed to have these bones and they're not? Like, that's where I think that she's got something up her sleeve that she's not letting the public know. And I respect her for that. I get that. I bet it will, David. This will be stay history for a long time. If they dragged her from the grave, then what time is it over? Was it a law if they did that, or were they allowed? Because if they also didn't try to get the bones, what? No, I'm saying she's a bulldog and a sneaky snake. I'll agree with that, Renee. If they dragged her from the grave, then what time was it over? We don't know. They didn't drag her from the grave. That's my point. See, Kimberly, I thought so too. That like, I'm just thinking of the innocent man. The innocent man, like, they had to get mom's permission in order to dig her up. She stated there was a CD missing, didn't she? Yes, she did. Oh, I agree. The family won't release those bones. And you know, she may not have been buried either. They may have been cremated. There's a provision by the Wisconsin statute that was being cited in which they can release biological remains to the family. There's no violation, and it's going to be funny when Travis is shown to be wrong. There's a provision that was... That's interesting, Falcon. Did you read that on Reddit, or did you actually look it up yourself? Like, for real? And the reason I'm saying it, because I'm totally with you on that. But I haven't heard that before. So in case you guys missed it, Falcon says there's a provision in the Wisconsin statute that was being cited in which they can release biological remains to the family. There is no violation. And it's going to be funny when Travis is shown to be wrong. I told Laura last night when she woke me up, listen, LOL, that I heard. This is where the car is supposed to be at, so we are above, and then I couldn't understand the rest. Was that biological? We got 2 different combos going. Was that biological remains legally identified? No. They're telling where the RAV4 is supposed to be at. Cindy, you got it too. I read it when they posted it. It was right there in the statue. Very interesting, though. Supposed to be at. Yep, we got it. That's what I heard on Flyover. See, yeah, you guys all heard it. I heard that's where the car is supposed to be. I did not hear it at all. A female, that's Wendy Baldwin. But we already know that she went up in the flyover with Pagel, whatever his name is. I cannot see anything move so fast. No, it's not what you're seeing, it's what you're hearing. Could there be other bones that they didn't collect that she could use? It's like the whole damn county is against that family. I agree. She says this is where the car is supposed to be at, then something like over the crook, over the hillside of track, then we got it. Yes, there are bones found in the 2 different quarries. Basically, they have to notify the defendant as to what they're releasing. See, here's the thing, though. In all fairness, we don't know if Teresa's just because what happened in Making a Murderer, it doesn't mean that Teresa's family didn't have those bones tested again. Didn't mean that Wisconsin didn't have those bones tested after the fact. You know what I mean? Like it in my opinion, it doesn't mean shit. That if Falcon's right, and I believe he is right, that if there's that law, and their provision in Wisconsin, which wouldn't surprise any of us, then Falcon's right. They legally had the right, and who's to say that, like we can't put together automatically what happened to get them in trouble and get them arrested as what they did after the fact. If I thought that maybe those bones could be my daughter's, fuck yeah, I'm going to have them tested. I don't care about the 2 people in jail. I may have them tested. If they were tested, then guess what? They could, if Falcon's right, they could easily give him the bones. They can give the family the bones. So it's kind of all lies there. Didn't see anything about release of body. Falcon, where'd you find it? Basically, there was a court ruling at the end of the trial that ordered the remains and all the evidence saved for future testing. Falcon is wrong. If they are TH, then it blows the state's case out of the water. Tarot cart. There was nothing to test with that would allow them to identify bones as THs at that time. And they simply didn't notify SA or his counsel. But what about years later is what I mean. Like when Stephen Avery already lost his appeals, and I mean his appeals were virtually done until Zellner came along. She was his last hope. There was nothing. All parties were in general agreement that the fire pit bones were those of TH. That is what was released to Hawbuck's family. In my gut, also, I still think about Carmen Bootwell ashes. And that's another thing KZ isn't doing. She's not doing anything with Carmen. See, like, that's my thing. Why doesn't Zellner come out with an announcement like, I tested Carmen's bones and they're not hers. I tested Carmen's ashes. They're not hers. That would be a big announcement. That would be something worth a fuck. But she just throws all these things out there, but never completes it. Bobby's the killer. Dead in the water. Scott's the killer. Dead in the water. Like, she throws things out, but then never follows through. All parties are in general agreement. This is BS. Falcon, you got to give some facts to back it up. Because I see TC went right in there to find what you said. Did anyone else listen to the flyover? Yeah, a lot of people did. Audio was very interesting. Those nails. So you guys do see that, though. So you guys heard that? I couldn't hear it at all. Like, I literally heard nothing. I heard a big loud. That's what I heard. Hang on a sec. I gotta grab my vape. I'm going to listen to it with my headset. I was in bed last night. She has a lot of weight on her shoulders, knowing she lays her head down every night and her client is in jail puts an emotional toll. Chainsaw buzz sound overwhelmed the auto. For me, I'm with you, TC. I would need a program to eliminate those frequencies. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how these people heard it loud and clear. But the guy that sent it to me, Marissa, everybody heard it loud and clear. Just want to tell you thank you. I'm going to listen still, but do my nails at the same time. Thank you, Shauna, to be part of our QT family. Renee Given, what was known at the time? The bones were identified as having belonged to TH. Just because now there's exists a means to test them in 2 hours doesn't mean there was a violation. I have a program. I'm doing more work on it. Oh, awesome, James. What was said on the flyover? Well, what everybody keeps hearing, KO, and honestly, I can't hear it. But without telling Marissa, this guy sent me something. I didn't tell James what it was, and they all heard the exact same thing. And that's where the car was supposed to be. Or that's where the car is supposed to be. Shit, Cindy, I have like $160 Logitech like gaming headset with surround sound and everything, and I still couldn't hear it. Hey, Christabel, date of the flyover was the day before they found the RAV4. At this point, Falcon's simply trolling. He can't cite. Yeah, Falcon, you got to cite. Casso 114. They separated bones identified as human. What are you doing? What are you doing? Say hi, Fluffy. Say hi, Fluffy. Ears are blown off now, Lindsay. I hear you. What? What? Say hi, everyone. Say hi. Say hi. Why are you all wet? What'd you get into? What'd you get into? Identifies human in notes by me and not scientifically. There were 2 flyovers, one on the 4th, one on the 5th. You're listening to the one on the 5th. No, I thought that was all right. So that flyover is after? I thought that was the flyover before. I heard oh, you got a cough too? I heard one say something like there's a possibility it could be there. You can clearly see the tarp. Oh, I thought that was the one on the 4th. All right, now Greg said it's the 3rd and the 4th. I agree, James. It's if it's the first one, it's big news. If it's after the fact, then it's not. Oh, what? Cranky butt. The car was found on the 5th. That's correct. I read it. The first flyover. I hope if it is the first flyover, it's big. If it's the second one, it's not. But why did they have a flyover afterwards? That doesn't make sense either. Puppy. What? DNA test 7 local identifies. Nowadays, 16 is used. The video write-up says the video is undated. This is where the car should be at. That is what I'm hearing at 4:21. That's what everyone is saying. The video looks like it has multiple footage meshed together. TC, the statue was posted on Hangouts last night. I clicked it and I read it, and I posted the actual passage. I'll have to go back and find it since it didn't originate on my end. Ain't he a cutie? I don't think he likes the bright lights. Wisconsin legislator. All right, James, TC, here we go. Wisconsin legislator 968. The bones are remain in evidence until discharge date or until all parties, including the convicted, are notified that they are to be destroyed. So basically what they're saying is discharge date or until the parties including the convicted, are notified. So all they have to do is notify him. So either way, there's still no statute broken because they could have contacted, who say they didn't write, him a letter. But TC, what I'm saying is that Falcon may have worded it differently, but it still says the same thing. There's no violation. It doesn't say bones. It really says biological evidence used to convict. SA wasn't an included party. It sounded like they said SA wouldn't have been an included party. I agree. They gave the bones away in 2007. Needs verified that SA was given notice. But he may have been, but why would he be a party in the bones? Like, I don't know. I just don't see where he would be someone of notification if he didn't have an attorney. Somebody record that in case the video gets taken down. At least the sound can be saved. The court order would be broken. There is a violation. They didn't ask or get SA's okay to hand them off. I don't think they need to, though. Hey, Rusty. I bet you a shiny nickel the KK sent a notice to SA's attorneys. Oh, I agree. I agree with Falcon there. I do. If they were going to give it away, I'm sure they'd said sent a bullshit letter. What's Steven going to do? He was in jail. They wrote him a letter. There would have been documentation. Yeah, but his lawyer could have wrote Steven a letter in jail. He could have thrown it out. Their emotions. And even if they didn't, they're so corrupt, they would say they did. Their emotions after the conviction about the release of bones, not sure were agreed on to be released. They do have to get all parties okie dokie. Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're so corrupt that who's to say that they wouldn't make it up or say, yeah, we gave Steven notice, he okayed it. Who are they going to believe? A convicted felon, or are they going to believe, attorneys and cops? That's how I see it. Oh. It would be a public record, the bones evidence used against SA. I just think they're so corrupt that they could find some way around it. They can bullshit their way around it. Would they have to prove they gave him notice? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, nobody really keeps envelopes. Isn't this what Casey is supposed to do? Yes. I read trial transcripts and saw where it said something stays put until SA says it's okay to give them away. The way things work, the cops work for themselves, so not the people. That's true. Please somebody post full flyover video link. Oh, Brian, it's everywhere. Marissa posted it 5 times. Give those thumbs up. I am cutting this in 15 minutes, though. I got to get to bed. I was almost late again. And I had to leave early. You want to get down? Say bye, everyone. Say, I'm going to go lay down. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh. James, I'm not leaving yet. Fluff and I wanted to get down. There was a protection order from 2007. Most of it, not all of it. I still got to pick up some clothes for them. Would SA's attorneys have allowed the bones to be released if they were notified? I don't know. They said something about a guy just after said that's where the car. That's what everyone keeps saying. You're welcome, Brian. Now I'm not leaving yet. About 15 minutes. 2007 protection order. But I'm saying that they're just so corrupt. Yeah, guys, let me post it again. Tomorrow night, 7 to 9. Tomorrow night's big. From 7 Central Time till 9 p.m., I have 2 guests to discuss JonBenet Ramsey. From 9 o'clock to whenever, we are going to do the $100 giveaway and pajama party and celebrate 5,000 new subscribers, 5,000 subs. So tomorrow's big night. Big night. And booze and wine and crime. It is going to be fun. It'll be like, here it is. It'll be QT's Christmas party. It'll be the QT's Christmas party. How's that? Me, lived in Florida. I used to live in Florida. I haven't lived in Florida in a couple of years. Patsy did a Patsy. I'm telling you, it's going to be really interesting. Tomorrow, between the two of them, is going to be very interesting. Hell, if I pull out the wine, it would be a blast. I rarely drink. No, it will be. We can even rotate people in Hangouts because I'm having people in Hangouts. So then we'll have the winners come in Hangouts. Patsy didn't do it. TC, I agree. She wouldn't have been able to write that long letter after killing JonBenet. I agree. I don't think so, Jeremy. I think it's blood, DNA, and semen. You lost me on that. That's right, Natalia. Party, party. I'm literally making an appointment for your live on my phone calendar. No, tomorrow's going to be good. Now, Renee, TC's not wrong, though, because according to my expert tomorrow, who is a Colorado girl, been around, studied that case inside and out, she says that a handwriting expert said it is not Patsy's handwriting. Like the jury had, not the jury, John, her husband, had actually changed her, had actually changed, hired somebody to do a handwriting analysis, and it was not her. So TZ's not far off. Think about Jeremy. If someone is murdered and that's true, the family would have to wait till the murderer was dead or out of appeals to bury the victim. Night, Jeremy. Linda, honey, I'm shutting down in a few minutes. I got to get to bed. But don't forget tomorrow night. I'm going to post it early, too. Tomorrow night will be fun. We're going to have like a rotating Hangouts room. I'll drop it. I just want to get Laura's take on it. I'm going to Travis and the rest of the co-sides to prove I'm wrong. Appreciate you tending to our post first. Absolutely, TC. Anyway, I'll drop it. Just wanted to get Laura's take on it. In fact, and I agree with you. I think Travis is wrong too. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but we may be wrong we may think that way for different reasons. They didn't give 100%. It's not Patsy for the handwriting, but if you look at it, there is a little doubt that it isn't Patsy, in my opinion. The first part of the flyover seems to be on the day before, which is pretty jerky. Did someone on the plane spot it, but too hard for us to see? Next part is louder. See, that would be pretty whacked if it was pieced together, though. That would make it so not credible. As always, thank you, women and men. It was a great chat. Look forward to it. Yeah, tomorrow night's going to be fun. And I'm excited to give away like my first 100, you know, like, because yeah, I just think it's cool. I watched it when you're done and here for your PJ party. I love you. As always, smash the like. Till tomorrow, sweetie. Thank you, Linda. No, tomorrow's going to be really good. We're going to have a good time. I still haven't figured out if I'm going to do 4 $25 gifts, 150, 2 $25s, like, you know, runner up. I don't know. Let's make sure I can get the stupid wheel working first. There's a tarp where the car ends up. See, yeah, if there's a tarp in that video, then it means nothing. Then it's after the fact. I'm bringing a Captain Morgan and Coke. Sweet, Cindy. And that's another thing, guys. I really want to, since I'm already going to have a Google Hangout open, I really want to have rotating people. So anybody that's willing to come on live to Google Hangouts for the party tomorrow, I'm all for it. $50 gifts. I could do that. No, Suzanne, it's worldwide. Tarp was put on the RAV before they moved it. My friend of mine who streams YouTube to what I use for software says it at 5 o'clock tomorrow, which is 4 o'clock my time. He will totally hook it up and set everything up for me to make sure that it's working. So it should be good to go, no problem. Thank you, Spicy. Good night, Starburst. Yeah, I'm going to cut out too, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. 4:30. Tomorrow's my last day waking up at 4:30 for 3 days. Thank God. And if it wasn't for my ex waking me up every morning, I'd be late every day. But I had to pick up my son early from school today. Rusty Spoons. You're going to miss tomorrow night, Patrick. No, you can't miss it. Wish I could be here tomorrow, but I have a wedding to play. Audra. Well, you have fun on your wedding. Ciao, Bella Renee. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I don't know how late we're going to go. So even if you get home from your wedding late, you can still stop in, see if we're still live. You never know. We could go forever. Who knows? Thank you, Mama. I will see you guys tomorrow. By the way, I just remembered that tomorrow from 7 to 9, it's going to be Google Hangouts. But then we're going to transfer over to the other room. And I'm not sure how to do the Google Hangouts in the other room. But from 7 to 9, JonBenet Ramsey. And I'm just a moderator. I'm not like saying much. I'm totally moderating it. So 13 little brats for the ice. Ooh, good luck, Patrick. Whoops. All right, guys, I'm closing out. I got to go check on Phoenix, make sure he's not burning up. TC, thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow night. I'm not going to do a premiere video or anything tomorrow. I need a break. But tomorrow night from 7 to who knows how long, Central Time. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I really look forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This wheel will be a lot of fun. I got to put different prizes on it. So it'll be a good time. All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and peace out.